How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the What's Up Eddie channel. I'm the one and only Eddie. So glad to have you guys here. So glad to see you guys again. So today is a very, very special day. I'm going to start this off with the great conjunction that's going on. It's the 21st today. Super exciting. And not just astrologically, but just the overall concept of what it is in the spiritual realm. Oh my goodness, so fascinating and exciting, this new Aquarian age and what it represents. It's this letting go of the fear, the societal norms, these systems in place that are going to be crumbled. And it is really a call to the light workers out there, the bringers of light, the people, the healers, the lovers, us as a humanity, to stop oppression, systematic oppression that we go through in this realm right now. This new Aquarian age is really going to just bring a whole new beautiful world, and that only begins with the person. It starts with you. And I always say this, it is, yes, we perceive the external, but the only way that we really get better as a human race is start with the internal. We have to do the deep dive, the shadow work necessary just to treat ourselves right, and in turn treating others right. And that's really the money maker right there, you know. But so today we are going to talk about manifestations, affirmations, positive affirmations. Now, this subject is dear to me because it has changed my life in so many ways. I guess I'll start with why this whole channel has come about. You know, it was really tough. You know, I know people sure ask is like, well, what do you know? Where do you come from? Why do you have all the answers? And I don't have all the answers. I really don't. But I know that I've done it the wrong way for a very, very long time. I've been on this planet for 33 years, and there were long years, really long years, because I was going against the grain. I was doing things the hard way, escaping my reality with either alcohol or drugs, and that just grows and grows and grows, and it turns into a plethora of problems. I don't have to go down that alley. You can get a really good picture of how that would end up. But the big change was actually when I first got sober. And this is really what's changed for me. The whole nourishing the spiritual side of my life, of me, my soul, what I've been yearning for this whole time. And that's the pivotal change for me. I realized that it was just a symptom. The drinking and the drugs, the eating, the bad eating, bad entertainment, bad relationships had nothing to do with the actual things that I was ingesting. What it was is the trauma that I had inside that was unresolved. So I never fixed it. And this happened not only in my childhood, but I manifested this over and over and over again throughout my life. And we all do this, and we're set up this way. Systematic. This is systematic. This is oppression at its best. It's not. There's no difference between the way I look or the way that you look. We were all interconnected, and we really find out that we have power beyond measure. I can't stress this enough. If you're listening to this right now, this is telling you that your higher self is telling you that you have power beyond measure. You are stronger than you think you are. And it's not physical. It is the actual spirit that you have inside you. You are stronger. You have magic in you. So the reason why I want to put this video out first is because it has to start within as a person. You need to fix what's inside of you before you manifest anything material abundance. So what I mean by that is, okay, so say if there was a machine, an ATM, that had limitless money, and everyone can go to this ATM with one time in their life. And so you go up to the machine and you say, well, you know what? I don't want to be greedy, so I'll just take $2 million. You take $2 million, I assure you that $2 million, if you're not in the right place spiritually, if you're not aligned with your higher self, that money will disappear, or you will do things with that money that will be abrasive to yourself and others and the earth at large. It's because of the frequency in which you're vibrating at. You're not connected to a higher self or the higher beings that are above us, which I like to call God. Everyone has a different name for it. Don't get turned off by that if you don't believe in God. Just know that there's something else out there that's more than us. You have to believe that, because it's there's no way that there isn't something beyond us. We're too intricate of creatures to just come from out of nowhere. Something has made us. There's a source, and there has to be a source. Even the dynamic of living in this realm, planet Earth, you have to abide by 7 universal laws. Where do these laws come from? And this is what I want you guys to do, is start thinking. And when you start thinking, you realize, wait a minute, you'll start to question everything. And this is where the spiritual awakening really begins. But to go back to the story, so this money will float out of your pockets faster than you can imagine, and it'll go back to the source of where it came from, and it'll go back into the hands that it belonged to anyways. And also goes back to this concept. Everything here is borrowed. You do not own it. I do not own it. You don't even own the avatar. I don't own Eddie. Because at some point, I will pass and move on. And then, God willing, I go to heaven, which is my belief, or I meet up back into this realm again, reincarnated as another person, and I get to learn more valuable lessons in co-creating with the Creator. So, going back to manifestation. So, what I'm really trying to drive home here is that you want to manifest first and foremost to be at a higher vibration spiritually. And the way that you do this and the way this shows up is, so later we can do the manifestations, and we will. I'll put those videos out for you, how to manifest with water, manifesting with candle magic, manifesting with your words, journaling, scripting. But for today, I just want us to get to a point where we're vibrating at higher vibrations, so we can really be in a place where we can change our character. And that's really where it starts. That's the meat and potatoes right there, you guys. Really is. So there's 3 components to I would say, manifestations. So it starts with the I am. I am is literally the 2 strongest words that you could ever use, because you're literally talking about yourself. So I am reinforced with the belief in what you're saying. So whatever you say, I am courageous, or I am beautiful, I am intelligent, you have to believe it in order for it to be truth. So I am reinforced with the belief system in it, coupled with high vibrations. Okay, so I am with the belief system in what you're saying, coupled with high vibrations. So let's break it down into 3 categories. The I am statements. So what I like to do is start with I love lists. Now lists are going to help you so much in this. So you're going to want to sit with yourself. I mean, this is where meditation comes in very, 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 very effectively. You're going to meditate when you start to meditate, you can calm down and start, all that racket that's going on in your head will start to disappear. And this takes time. But I'm going to give you the tools so you can get to a place where that racket gets lowered. And believe me, the racket's loud. You just don't even know yet. So when you start being more conscientious of what you're saying to yourself, you'll get a good, clear picture of how you can change it. Now, for me, how this showed up in my life, because I was at such a low frequency or low vibration when I was in the midst of my alcoholism, my addictions, I would say foul things to myself on a daily basis, almost every other 10, 20 minutes, like, oh, you're no good, you're failing at this, you're doing this, you're doing that. and I feel so powerful that I don't even want to say the I am statements in front of it because I know what that would do. And what this really does for you is it gives you this clear-cut idea, concrete idea that everything you say and do needs to be done with intention, and you have to be 100% accountable for everything that you think of. And you say, well, who has the time to do that? Believe me, you have the time to do it. And the more that you work at this, the better your life will get. And if you are trying to be abundant, live in a more peaceful situation, it's going to start with this. So some good examples of the I am statement is, I am courageous. I am a loving, sentient being. I am intelligent. These are some good examples to start with. So going back to the list, when you start finding out, you make a list of all the negative things that you're saying about yourself. And I hate to say negative, but if this is going to work in this capacity. So when you say, you get all these I am that you're affirming about yourself, then you're going to make a list right next to it. Now, eventually, you're going to cut that list in half and throw away the bad stuff that you're saying. So consider this as a program. You have been programmed, not only societally, but you've been programmed through in your own mind, how to say something about yourself and become it. Now let's change the script. Let's reinforce it with positives. Now, you can't get rid of the old programming, but you can definitely replace it with something better. So let's replace it with 3. There's something powerful in the number of 3. So I actually got this concept in a different fashion, and when you realize that you start opening when you have a spiritual awakening, you'll start bringing information in from all facets of life. And there's a gentleman by the name of Tom Bilyeu, Tom B, and this guy is a really awesome entrepreneur, and he speaks a lot into spirituality, but the way he does it is so clever. I love it. But he says that you can't change the idea that you're going to have negative thoughts. In our nature, we have negative thoughts. So when you have that, why not reinforce it with positivity? Now, the beautiful thing about us, especially that of the alcoholic, one of the criteria for that we have is the obsession of the mind. And you start to realize it's no longer negative and positive. You think about it in the aspect of learning. This is what I am. This is what I could be. So it'll change for you. And the way that it changed for me is, instead of obsessing about all the bad things in my life, I start obsessing about the good things. And it's such a deep obsession of not just to help myself, but knowing that the only way that I can help myself as well is helping you. And that's really, really it's groundbreaking. It's groundbreaking when you finally realize that giving to others is really, and it's love, and it's all a capacity of love. Getting rid of the fear base, moving into the base of moving into this future and present of love. And that's really, if I could say anything else, that would be right there is the most amazing part, So Tom Bilyeu says that you want to have your first statement that it's negative, move into 3, reinforce it religiously with 3 positive affirmations. And so you could really take this with you in all capacities. So, and what I mean by that is that I like to hold a note card, and this actually gives me a physical thing to look at every time that I'm thinking. I've gotten to a point now, and you will do this after a certain amount of time, and believe me, it'll take time. At first, you're going to think it's silly, you're not going to believe in it, because you have the old programming. Your brain is programmed to, and they call it the reptilian brain, or whatever you want to call it. But what your mind will do is keep you in a place that's comfortable, even if that place is scary. And even though so a good example of this is being in a relationship that you know that you're not supposed to be in. You knew it almost from the beginning. I shouldn't be in this relationship, but I'm going to try it out because I need love. That's what you're searching for, but you search for it in the wrong place because you're at a certain you're vibrating at a certain place, and that's what you have attracted. And you stood there for way too long. Why did you do that? Because you felt comfortable, because, oh, he loves me, I don't want him to go, or she loves me, I don't want her to go. knowing that if you just broke up with the person, release them, because you're holding them prisoner as well, there's this other new life that where you can not only work on yourself primarily before you jump into another relationship. This will actually teach you about yourself. So the mind will play those tricks on you. So that's a darn good example, but going back to it. So you're going to have to, so this is the whole part of it, and it grows from here. So going back to the I am statement, reinforce with the belief. So you're going to have to do this many times over, so many times, in fact, where you start to ingrain in your subconscious that this is my belief. So I started out because I felt in a lot of my life where I felt unworthy, issues of low self-esteem. So what I wanted to do is empower myself. So I would say I am courageous. I am the master of my universe. And at first, like all people, I didn't feel that, you know what I mean? But I said it enough times in a 3-month period, whether it be on my note card or in my mind, and reinforcing it whenever I felt my mood go down, which is, mood is your vibe, mood is your energy. We all have different words for it. You can replace my words for whatever it is that you feel about this, but when you feel low, you'll realize that you're saying things negative. And when you finally get to a point where you're catching yourself, this is where it's working. And it'll be monotonous and irritating at first, but you'll start catching yourself, stopping yourself, and then implementing the positive I am or your affirmations. And this is where it starts to work. And you'll start to realize that you raise your vibration in those moments almost instantaneously. And believe me, I've gotten so obsessed with this where it's irritating, where I feel like I'm going up and down, but eventually in due time, you'll start to plateau. You're always in a forward progression, but it'll plateau where you won't keep having all of this. It'll start to plateau, and it feels really amazing, you guys. I can't tell you. It'll start to change your life in ways where you no longer lower the standard for yourself. So if you don't do that, and you're at a high vibration of love, and that's really the highest vibration. I can't express that enough. It is unconditional love. This is where you want to be at. And when you're here, you can literally manifest whatever you want. And it becomes into not only yourself, but people, places, and things. You'll know if you do not accept it in yourself, you will not accept it in others. And others will catch your vibe too, and they will not want to be around you. Your old friends will fall away. Your job will come into question. Your routines. And this is the beautiful part about it. This is where you start to notice the positives in it. Your diet will change. You'll no longer want to put that poison in your body anymore, whether it be drinks, food. You'll start to change the way that you think about others. You won't look at them in a judging capacity, more so of, what are they teaching me? What am I learning from them? And it changes. It really does. So you have the I am with the belief system, and the belief system is the positive affirmations. And this is all reinforced with high vibrations. And all of it is a vibration at the end of the day. And this goes into the 7 universal laws. We are energy at the end of the day, you and I. Everything is vibrating. Everything that you can think of. The table is vibrating. I'm vibrating. It's just how dense of the vibration is happening in. So that being said, everything is energy. If everything's energy, whatever you're putting your energy into, that's what becomes your reality. And it gets deeper than that, it really does. So the way that I raise my vibrations is also the positive affirmations. And you won't believe it at first. It'll get to a point where, that's why I'm saying it's all gradual. You're going to get to a place where you're more optimistic, more pessimistic. But there's ways, because there's the spiritual law of giving and receiving. So, and this works in every capacity. It doesn't have to be money or anything material wise. It can be the energy of your soul. So if you're giving in a capacity that's authentic, in a place that your intention is authentic, I want to give this person this and I don't want anything back. The universe works in a way, it has a perfect checks and balance system. And a lot of the times when you're doing good, you get more back anyways. You feel good. These feelings are real. They're energy based. And the more that you work on these concepts, the stronger it will get. And the more you won't dip into the low vibrations, you know what I mean? And this helps in a variety of ways. Not listening to certain music. If the music is making you feel angry afterwards, you need to, so when you check in with yourself, you'll start to realize, wait a minute, my body's kind of rejecting this, or I don't feel so good after this, or that movie really, really touched me the wrong way, or this, the alcohol that I'm drinking right now, I always say weird things, or I'm doing things that I normally wouldn't do. These things are happening because you're putting in your body, your ears, all because we are we're six senses, but we register everything in so many different ways, which we're so powerful as human beings, and we have to be conscientious of everything that we put in our body. And the more that you put these positive things in your body, the easier it will become to get exactly what you need. Isn't that exciting, you guys? Like, I can't explain to you how life has changed for me. I went from a person who, oh my goodness, homelessness, I lost my marriage, I lost my kids, I was literally living on the streets of Whittier, California. It was miserable. People did not want to be around me. The cops didn't even want to be around me. Excuse me, sir, can you please move on? We don't need you here. It was that low vibrancy that it was painful. It was so painful. How did I go from that to where I am today? Living in a beautiful apartment, living I'm in a spiritual community that is so uplifting. People want to hear what I have to say. I'm here with you guys on a channel. I wasn't even able to talk before, and now I'm talking to you guys. And you could see it. I'm not faking it. It's real. It's real. And I don't even have to say that because I know that it comes across. And I can tell you that, it doesn't matter what you're dealing with in life. It doesn't matter, you guys. When you give yourself up to something higher, because there is something higher. At the end of the day, there's a greater, higher being above us that loves us, that wants us to love ourselves, because you are divinity. You are the divine. God has made you in his image, right? So you are part of God. You are not God, but you are, if that makes any sense. And if you're in the spiritual community, that would make total sense. But I want to get you guys to a place where, like, you have to start questioning and thinking about everything. And the biggest thing that I can get across is that the mind can be your worst enemy, or it can be your best friend. But your mind has to be connected with your heart, and your heart is connected with your higher self, and your higher self is just another way to say the Creator, God. And that's really the game changer right there. Because hopefully I brought this concept home for you guys. But if just a quick summary is the I am statement reinforced with the belief in the I am statement, coupled with high vibrations. And that's really all I can say. This is what I have on this concept. I love you guys. Thank you so much for showing up. I send so much loving energies to you guys. I'm so excited about this new Aquarian age. Tonight there will be you'll be able to see the Christmas star, or that's what they say, the miracle star, or whatever you want to call it. It's really amazing. Check it out. And you guys, do your own research. I can't stress that enough. Yes, we're all been taught to, do mathematics, which is good, and history and all that stuff. But there are subjects out there that we need to know as people. And it really, if you just Google spirituality, and you go down this huge rabbit hole of beauty, and it really goes back to the Matrix. Do you want to take this pill where you stay stuck? It's in misery, and it's comfortable. You think it's comfortable, but it's really not. Or do you want this other pill that once you take, it will nourish your soul and it will take you back to the divine, the creator, the one that made us all in the first place? This is a stomping ground. You guys are only here for a certain allotted of time, right? Our average year, I don't know what it is. I think maybe, well, let's just say 90 something. You're only here for so much time. Why waste it? Why waste it on a 9 to 5 that you're not passionate about? Why waste it on things that do not matter? And that's the huge part for my success and continual success, is the fact that I have found my purpose. My purpose is to teach, communicate, send love, really heal people in an internal way. And you guys, so if there's two people that I can tell you to look into about manifestation, is Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor, the last decade has really, they've done so much work on manifesting, and it's the belief, whatever you believe will be in your hands, and this can mean in any capacity. Bob Proctor is the one to look up, do your research with him, and his mentor, it's something Nightingale, and this guy is amazing as well. You really want to look him up, as well as Tom Bilyeu. He'll steer you in the right direction, and I'll put all three of them in my video description. And that's all I got, you guys. I love you so much. I'm honored to be here and serve you guys on a daily basis. I send so much loving energy. All right, guys. I'll see you later. To the next one.